Okay, Dad Bod episode 5. These first few clips are a pretty good representation of how training's been going lately. So I get through it. That is important. Um, but it's kind of a mess. My schedule is not conventional right now. I have a nearly 3 week old daughter. Yeah, right there. I hit the pin on the left side and it knocked me off balance. And there was just no way it was going up at that point. So after this set, I removed the safety pins. I'm not as worried about it on squat as it is, but yeah, so I removed the safety pins, and then the phone camera is pointed kind of in the wrong direction. So you can see that I complete the set, but it is not a good video at all. It's crooked, and you can't really see how my depth is. But I know my depth was below parallel, so I'm okay with it. Still got all the sets minus the first set done. I got 1.1 reps on the first set when it should be 4 sets of 3 with 385, but that's okay. Strength felt okay on this day. It's been colder, actually consistently cold in Alabama, which is rare. We'll get probably 3 or 4 weeks of this and then it will move to spring. But here is the third set. Almost got the angle right here, but you still can't see depth. Should have set the old iPhone camera to the 0.5 setting. But, you know, whatever. Last one. And I've kind of delayed recording this commentary just because I don't have a lot of free time. And if I'm honest, didn't want to spend that free time recording this. As you see, some of my free time is, spent in the home gym. I have actually pulled my PlayStation out here and I've been going through the master licenses on Gran Turismo 7 on my breaks between sets. So my workouts actually probably take about 10% longer because my rest periods end up taking longer when I'm attempting something a few times, but that's okay. That's really the only game I've played lately. I apologize for all the throat clearings. On to bench press. 240, just based on how I was feeling, I felt like I shouldn't move up from this weight yet. I had gotten to 245, or I had planned to move to 245 based on how 240 felt, but then my first upper body session back from the hospital where my daughter was born was absolutely awful. So I backed it off, and that was a good call because this moved pretty slowly. It was 4 triples with 240, and then I'll do a back off set at the end. Must not have been too cold on this day. Yeah, the safety pins are pretty much perfect for bench. Occasionally I'll tap one, but it doesn't throw me off nearly as bad on bench. And if I can shave that little bit of metal off the bottom, these will go all the way into place, and that will actually lower them a centimeter or two, and that will be absolutely perfect. So still using those for bench, just a safety thing. Even if I do clip these, I don't want to remove them when I'm using a weight this close to my max. So those will stay for bench. Yeah, quite a grinder there. On my back off set next, and this will be a set with 210. And I had gotten this for 8 2 weeks previous to this. 2 weeks prior to this. And did not get it for 8 this time. I may not have rested as long. I don't really know. I was fine with this. I'm not worried about topping my back off set every time necessarily. Yeah, so I got 7 here. And next is deadlift. You'll see accessories here and there, but I'm mostly going to focus on the big lifts for the channel. You see me here, I'm talking to my father-in-law, who is holding my daughter off camera, which was quite helpful. I basically have to time my workouts based on her sleeping schedule, which is not always ideal, but we knew what we were in for, so it's been great. And deadlift is actually moving the best of all the lifts right now. Just progressing linearly right now. This was 4 doubles with 430, moved really well. The next session will be 4 doubles with 435. So obviously not adding a lot of weight at a time, but I'm able to progress straight through on this one, at least so far. And when I get to a point when it starts sticking, the plan right now is just to adjust the progression. So what I may do is do fewer sets. What I may do is add reps and lower the weight and follow that progression for a while. Maybe add weight, lower the reps, follow that progression for a while. But doubles, I probably won't add weight right now. I'll go for volume increases. But I'll figure that out when I get there. Right now, totally happy, keeping it really simple and just progressing linearly. All right, this is my lighter bench press day. Do 20. And this one, based on how I was feeling, I decided not to do 4 sets of 6. I just did 3 sets of 6. And then I followed this up with incline bench. And instead of 3 sets of 6 there, I did 2 sets of 6. I may have done 2 sets of 8. We'll see when we get there and see what weight I used. And this moved okay. First rep always moves like I should be knocking out tons of reps with these. And by the time I get to rep 4, it's like, oh, yeah, I might complete 6. Okay, 1 set to go on these. And if you haven't tuned in or heard this part lately, I weigh about 190. Occasionally I'll weigh in 195 plus in the morning, but most mornings it's low 190s, which is the heaviest I've ever been consistently. And it's not because I'm bigger and stronger. It's just getting a little more comfortable with a little more body fat. So I think it, for powerlifting purposes, is going to be good in the long run, but I do prefer to be a little leaner than this. But, you know, this is the way it's going to be for now. I have no interest in dieting anytime soon. At least not more than 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah, and it's 175 here, so I ended up doing 2 sets of 8 on incline bench press. And this is the first notch for incline on this particular bench. Sorry about that, but it does seem to be a fairly high incline, which is great because I'm not doing a ton for shoulders right now, and this is a little bit of a shoulder accessory too. Last set here. Yeah, you can tell I'm progressing through Gran Turismo because the screen has changed. I have 98% of the trophies in Gran Turismo 7 on PlayStation 4. The only one I don't have is the online trophy. You're required to do 50 online races, and I don't care to play online. I'm not that good at it, and don't really want to have to time my races based on the schedule online. Yeah, so here's an accessory, pull-ups. I do pull-ups twice a week, and it's usually just 2 variations, and then I try to do some kind of horizontal rowing as well as my deadlifting, but not doing a ton of volume for back. And I think I do want to change that because my back is a weak point bodybuilding wise. Not that I intend to compete ever again, but I would like for my back to be a little bigger and broader. So we'll see. Another accessory, dips, and these I just do a very slow negative and pause at the bottom, and I don't need to add weight when I do them this way. Also pretty good for triceps. I should have set the dip bars a little higher. I'm having to hold my feet up off the floor. And that is it for this one. Please like the video if you liked it, and don't if you didn't. I appreciate it.